I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Thank you for being here. Wanna Love, Noah Wright, Brock Bandy, Clayton Hollingsworth. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. We get a bunch of people watching this. Dizzy Dragon, hello there. Looking awfully good in blue. Mark Albitz. Work with Kate Jordan. Good to see you. Lisa Trimble in the house. Silver Surfer. Tracy Michelle. This was my Silver Surfer award that I got from the Silver Surfer. Tad and Kit, Harvest 912. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. All right, so we're going to do, here's the Lifeboat. Please subscribe to the Lifeboat. Relatable Reese as well. I want to thank everybody who's come over here from Relatable Reese. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate you. Thank you. Great vibe over here. It's kind of like there. So you guys fit in really, really well. So thank you. We're going to put up, at some point, we're going to certainly be putting up Relatable Reese and Tommy's channel. We'll be doing a lot of work with them and Casper in 2025. Casper's Rockstar. Today yesterday in the mail, I got this from Casper. I got to show you this. I had one of these. Chris Brennard, good to see you. Lego, good to see you. Noah Wright, Peg City Peppers. I had a skull shaver. And they're really, I use them the most when I travel. I don't know what happened to it. He also sent me this. A baby beast trimmer. Seemed pretty appropriate. Shelly Kelly, thank you for being here. He's a suitor. Good to see you, Robert Suitor. Balaki, thank you for being here. Bizzle, there's my dude. Barbara Aldrich and Jane Aldrich. I assume Jane's probably here. I hope I didn't miss her. I try to say hi to everybody. Hope it can happen. Gouthie, thank you for being here. Their nurse who loved me from Australia saying hello. Thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it greatly. Kevin R., thank you for being here. There's Jane. I was looking at you yesterday, Mark Palavos. I was looking through some old photos. I found the picture when we were doing that after we went and did that challenge. I have a cool picture of you and I. I'm good. I guess I might as well ask. You always had a higher than normal tolerance to capsaicin, which is strictly practice. There's I don't think people can be born with a tolerance for capsaicin. I think I have a higher threshold for pain than most people. Yes, Bizzle, you can. I think I have a higher threshold for pain than most folks. Okay, but I know that if I stopped eating, my tolerance would drop. It does. It happens every year. Analog Adventures, T.J. Riccio. Thank you for being here, bro. Good to see you. You're a rock star, dude. Inspirational cat. Dale Cox, good to see you, bro. Killer Banana. Anthony, thank you for being here, Anthony. It's been a while, but hello, everybody. Glad you're here. And the wife, Michelle, is here. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for letting Tracy play with us so much. He's awesome. I make him work. Give him a wrench and put him to work. Jennifer Matthews, hello there. Sam, good to see you. Fruit Punch Bicycle. All right, so there's a question that here we go. What's a video idea that I thought was genius but turned out to be an absolute disaster? I don't think I have any that were disasters. I've had a bunch that I thought would, like when I jumped out of the plane and ate the first time I jumped out of a plane and ate Reapers, I thought everybody does. You know, when you make videos, like when you do live streams, it's kind of different. But when you make videos and you upload them, it's like sitting in a slot machine, hoping that one day you're going to get something that's going to get big, you know? And I thought, surely, I mean, who jumps out of a plane and eats peppers? So I looked for it. Nobody had done it. I'm like, I'm going to do that. So I thought for sure that was going to be a big one, but it didn't. So one thing I've learned is that what you think is going to end up being big, it isn't, you know, and things that, like the ones that have really big, like, I don't know, I guess the ones that do well are cool, but I'm always surprised, you know, not really disappointed, but surprised. Like the last time I jumped out of a plane and ate 10 Reapers, right? It has like 60 or 70,000 views. I have another video that has over 1 million. I'm like, doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. Fruit Punch Bicycle says you should try Carolina Reaper soda. I love it a lot. I'd like to give that a shot. Promise you. And Crony Capitalism, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Got it. Shalom from Israel. Thank you for being here. It's awfully cool. It's the Costanza 2025. Will be a good one, hopefully. It's going to be a great one. There'll be a lot of exciting things coming up. Here is Harvest 912. Thank you, Dizzy Dragon. Harvest 912. Make that your chili charity of choice, you guys. This is a way you can burn yourself by buying products from Mad Cow. Please put a link for Mad Cow also. Actually, you know what? Just go to Harvest 912. You can link there. But every single penny that you get from Mad Cow products, I have some right there. I'm going to grab them in just a minute. Goes to put shoes on people's feet that are less fortunate than we are. So please do that. It's not like you're changing. You're just eating, and your money goes somewhere better than in just someone's pocket. Dragon Ball. First time dropping in live. We've been waiting for you, man. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. You might notice I look I strike a bearing resemblance to. You know, might be getting hand transplants. Bro, I'll tell you what, you're an inspiration. Let's connect. Please, let's do that. What a dude. No joke. Dunce Reviews. What changes does the pepper community on YouTube need the most? I don't think it's so much the pepper community on YouTube that needs the change. I think it's the pepper community on other platforms. Like Facebook is a cesspool. It's become a cesspool. And, just, I don't know. There's too much. There's this mob mentality. Well, what needs to happen is when you think about Reaper, you need to think about a pepper and not the dude who created it. When you think about 7-Pot Primo, you need to think about a pepper and not the dude who created it. We can get away from that because right now, for years, every time you think of a pepper, you think about a person. And if I say something's hotter than a certain pepper, I get, niceness needs to come back and honesty. That'd be a good start. I did try Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. It's kind of cool. They sent me one. Pretty neat. It wasn't really hot, but it was tasty. Please have to hit that like button, people. More people will watch this if we do. That's the Lifeboat. My brother, my baby bro. Please go check him out. He creates great content. He's good at what he does. Jennifer Matthews, I did it again. Hello, Johnny. Thank you for doing it again. That's awesome. Here's a question from Rata Farm. Hey, Johnny, have you had freeze-dried super hots, and how do they compare with fresh pods? Yeah, I've had peppers every way you could think of having them. I'd rather, when you have dried, like, look, on a fresh pod, 90% of the pod's weight is water weight. So when you dehydrate it, it's gone. And so all you have is the flavor of the pepper. It changes doesn't really change it that much. It's not like dried pods are a drag to swallow because they do a number on your throat, but freeze dried aren't as bad. So, Sir Tedrick Walker, what is the worst reaction you've seen to capsaicin? Yeah, since you asked, so here's some good ones. How about here's one. Man, I did 357 Mad Dog Plutonium. Almost died. Here's a pretty bad reaction. Here's another bad reaction. Man almost dies eating 10 million Scoville units. No, it's actually 9 million, but it's okay. And then there's this one. It didn't look so good there. And then, of course, who can forget this guy here? This is a pretty famous one. This guy ate plutonium and ended up in an emergency room. So those are pretty bad ones. Those are just things I've seen, just from being online a lot and watching it. Those are pretty bad reactions, I may have missed some questions. If I did, I'm sorry. Ask them again and put Q's in front of them. Put big Q's, 3 big Q's in front of it. I promise you I'll see them and I'll flag them. And that way, when they slide by, I'll revisit them later, if you can do that. Let's see. Worst reaction I've ever had. That's a different story. Jarrett Grempel, good to see you. Can I send you the world's most floral candy? Chadwick's Violet. You can answer your email from a couple of years ago. A lot of emails. Sorry. I was about to say email me, but we have a bad track record. I'm not so good. You and I are like, we've got to fix. We need a corrective experience. I'll say it again, but here, chasetheheat@gmail.com. I promise you, you'll be out. I'll respond to you in the next block of emails. I get a lot. Speaking of, I'm going to respond to 2 right now. So again, don't forget, put Q's in front of your questions. If I don't get them, they've slid by me. Just ask again. I got yours. Keith Kingman, thank you. Trying to make sure I don't miss any. I got yours, Shannon Trim, thank you. I got yours, Noah Wright. I'm going to read this. I'm going to look away from the computer. I got yours, Kevin R. All right, and I got yours, M. Crony. All right, so now I'm going to read you a couple of emails. Whoops. All right, so I'll be with you guys in just a minute. I want to read you this cool emails I got. The first one. Actually, before I read these emails, I want to show you guys. Did anybody see the short I did? I walk out on my back porch the other day. Now I'm in Tucson. Planes everywhere. C-130s, warthogs, not the Pepper, but the plane, all the time. All right. And we all see planes. We know how planes fly. All right. They turn, it's how it works, right? I'm going to show you a picture. I didn't see it happen. There was no wind this day, no wind to speak of. Now, obviously, at a little bit higher level, there can be wind, but I don't see any way that this makes sense. If you didn't see it, you get ready to scratch your dome piece a little bit. Are you ready for something really weird? You ever see a plane do that? That's the condensation trail of a jet in my backyard. Now, I don't know jets that can do that. There are people that commented on that short that said, "Oh yeah, jets can do that." Man, I don't know. I've had pilots that I've talked to that said, "Man, I don't know if a pilot could survive that. The G-forces. I mean, it's the strangest thing. I've never seen anything like that." Isn't that weird? It's strange though. There are some people saying, "Oh yeah, planes can do that." Listen, if planes can do that, how come listen, I'm not a young guy. I've never looked at. I've lived near airports, under flight paths for years in many, many places. Never seen a plane do that. I've seen 2 weird things, both caught on video. I'll let you see it one more time because it's shocking. It's bizarre to me. Look at this. Look how, when a plane turns, when the condensation trail begins to evaporate, it starts to get bigger and lose its sharp edge, right? Do you see how sharp that is? It looks like it. I mean, say wind did that. I don't know. I didn't see it happen, but I can tell you my entire life, I've never looked up in the sky and seen that. On a different occasion, about a year ago, I'm shooting a video in the backyard. It wasn't a live stream like this. It was just a video I was filming. And I look up in the sky, I see a plane. I don't know, man. I don't I talked to pilots, left eye, that said, here's the thing. I've seen Raptors do, like the Russian planes, stop and do this. But if they were leaving a trail, you're going to see the trail evaporate. There's not going to be a magic marker. I don't know, man. I don't know. I saw another one about a year ago. This was really crazy. About a year ago, I'm filming in the backyard. I look up, I see a C-1. It looked like a C-130 cargo plane, but it was white. And it made no noise. I turned the camera around and zoomed in. I said, "Do you see that? What aren't you hearing?" Not a sound. It was really, really odd. Anyway, let me get to the email. See, there's a lot of people saying, "Man, I've never seen that before." It's just strange as can be. Just the weirdest thing. I don't know. Here's the thing. I thought it might be a drone, but drone, apparently they don't have drone. I don't know. I don't think a human being could survive the G-forces. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a pepperhead. All right. So the first email is from Simon. I got you, Jane. I clicked your comment. I got it. Before I read this, here's Tad. I can tell you as an Air Force aviator and a private aviation crash test dummy, never seen that tight of a turn. It's weird to me, man. I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. All right, so listen to this email. This is a really cool email. The first one's from Nick. Sorry. All right, so it says, "Hey, Johnny, I don't really consider myself a chili head. I can eat a habanero, but that's about my limit. I've been watching you for a lot of years. I started growing peppers 3 years ago and decided what peppers to grow from watching your videos. Thank you for that. Until now, the hottest pod I grow are ghost peppers. Anyway, my question is this. I got some warthog seeds from Matthew Arthur. You guys, he still has, I don't know if he has seeds right now. Send him a self-addressed stamped envelope. And if he doesn't have them now, he'll put you on a list and you'll get them when he does have them. So whether he has them or not, It's academic. Send them a self-addressed stamped envelope if you're in the U.S. and you'll get some. Tommy Scoville, what's happening, Bus? Thank you for being here, bro. All right, so anyway, he got Warlock seeds from Matthew Arthur, and I'm going to be growing this year. Thank you for that, Johnny. I didn't do it. Listen, I had nothing to do with that. Thank you so much, Nick. Honestly, I had nothing to do with that. That was all Matthew Arthur. It was his pepper. He paid for it. It was all him. But thank you. Do you think I can handle a whole warthog? For some reason, I feel like I need to eat one. A few years ago, I went to Bowers with a tube, hoping to meet you and to get it signed, but you weren't there. I bought one each last month, and when they arrived, they were signed. Thank you for that. I don't want to eat them now. Thank you for your time, Nick. For a guy, you hear he opens his email? I don't really consider myself a chili. Do you hear about that? He went to Bowers. He's been growing peppers for 3 years. He wants to eat a warthog. I will tell you this, Nick, you are a chili head. And can you handle it? It's not going to kill you, so you need to do it. Everything has to stop right now just for a moment. Big Al. Holy moly. You guys, this is Big Al in the chat. No way. I think about you all the time, Al. I miss you like crazy. Holy crap. You guys have seen Big Al. He's a big dude. We did videos together. Big black dude. We did videos. He was at Blazing Foods. He's the fool who drank surströmming juice. I ate so much surströmming with this guy. Holy mackerel. I miss you, dude. It's so good to see you. I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope I'm going to put my foot in it if you're not together anymore, but tell V I said hi. Hope you guys are great. Man, I love Big Al. Throw Big Al some love. People man, everybody loves you. I get comments about you still all the time. I really do. Anyway, this is a chili head. He's a chili head. So I absolutely think you can handle a warthog. Here's the truth of it. It's not going to kill you. Hey, Big Al, let me ask you a question. Big Al, I know Big Al a long time. You ever see a plane do that? Huh? That was a condensation trail from my backyard shot yesterday. I've never seen a plane do that. Anyway. Thanks for the love for Big Al. Anyway, Nick, thank you so much. I'm glad. Eat those tubes of terror. That's what they're for. You know what I mean? And anybody who's interested, if you go to johnnyscoville.com right now, the tubes of terror and the tubes of terror 2.0 are signed for those who are into that. Josh Adler, good to see you, dude. Crafty Witch, hello there. Man, I miss you, Big Al. Big Al misses his pepper family. Here's Big Al's YouTube channel. Big Al's House of Pain. We did so many videos together. God, we did a lot of videos together, dude. Yep, same one. I miss you, man. It's really, really good to see you. I'm sure everybody else. I'm stoked. It just kind of stopped everything to see you there. It was really good. Long Dog, good to see you. Big Al, long time no see. All right, so thank you, Nick. And here's the other video, the other letter. This one was amazing. It says, Dear Johnny, hello, I've never written to a YouTuber before. In fact, you're the only channel I have subscribed to. The first video I ever saw of yours was the one in Reno with the gunfire at the beginning of the video. Anybody see that one? Man, that was a good one. That was crazy. Anyway, I'm writing to thank you for your Sober Sunday series. I stopped drinking on the same day you stopped. Your video, I Am Sober Plutonium video, motivated me. I bet I've watched it 20 times. This April 10th, that's my day too, will be my 1-year anniversary. That's so cool, Simon. Congratulations. I wish I had started the first day I saw the I Am Sober video. You can't beat yourself. Those are ants. Those are ants. You can't do that. I emailed them back, but those are ants. I draw strength somehow from watching your videos. I especially enjoy the live streams. Please don't stop. We won't. Pretty cool, though. I dig that. Thank you, Simon. So we're not going to stop. And we're now doing sober weekends. I was talking to Tommy, and I said I was thinking about doing 2 days a week, just so there's a little bit more support. And I was saying maybe I'll do Wednesdays. And Tommy said, do Saturday and Sunday. That's the weekend. It's the hardest time. Though that's the Johnny Scoville Tube of Terror. If you go there, get signed Tubes of Terror right now. Also, you can get shirts and mugs, all manner of merch. Thank you for doing that, you guys. I appreciate it. Lofty McDowell. Are you kidding me? Good to see you, Lofty McDowell. Merry Christmas. All right, so let me get to some of these questions here. You know what? Before we do this, I go, and I know I do this in all the videos because it matters to me. It really does. After the video is over, I can't really see them now because it flies by too quick. But if you're near, if you can type it, if you're near a keyboard, type in the chat where you're calling from. I love going in after and seeing where our friends, where we are, see where the bus stops are. It's kind of cool. So thank you for doing that. All right. So Keith Kingman says, any New Year's resolutions or changes coming on the channel? A lot of changes. Good stuff. New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I want to be better every day. Every day is a New Year's resolution. If you go through life with your switch down, then it doesn't matter what resolutions you set. You're never going to make progress. You're never going to change. It's only when you flip it up and you really have some self-awareness, where changes can happen. So I'd rather not just do something on one day a year. I'd rather just really make an effort of being better every day. I know it sounds corny, but that's really kind of how I'm wired right now. I hope I always stay that way. I don't want to be the guy that it only matters one day. Shannon. Hi, Johnny. I was wondering if someone has heart issues, is it dangerous for some of the flaming hot things you eat for challenges? You know what? I just play an idiot on YouTube. I don't know. I don't play a doctor. I don't know at all. Here's what I would tell you, Shannon. If you have pre-existing conditions or underlying, condition that you don't know about, I'm sure it can be very, very dangerous. We all know that there was a young man who passed from eating a hot chip, the one hot chip, or one chip challenge. Now he had an underlying condition. I think there was other things going on there, but regardless, you should always be careful. So before you do anything serious, consult a doctor. I would do that. That said, if hot stuff was going to kill a person, I'd have died 500 times already since this channel started. Noah, did you prep yourself before doing the Mad Dog plutonium? Yeah, all of them I did. But here's the thing. Mad Dog, I had it around here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. I don't know where it is. Mad Dog is one of those products that doesn't give a damn what you've prepped with. It is like, it's 9 million. It's so hot. It's a different kind of hot. It's not like, I've done 16 million in pure cap crystals, and 9 million is worse. It is. It's worse. Kevin, did you always eat super raw foods, or did you only begin when you started this channel? No, I've always, since the first pepper ate, I was probably somewhere between 7 and 10 or so. I'm not exactly sure. And ever since then, it's just been quest to find hot stuff. But when I started the channel, I ripped the cover off. I have no safety. I kind of super glued it off and just kind of, if you read the book that's coming, I know I've been talking about it for a while. It is coming out, but you understand how I was the way I was. I eat peppers the way I've always done everything. And crony capitalism, I tried to answer that for you. Send them a self-addressed stamped envelope. You can go to the video that says where I did it. Most of the Warthog videos will have the address in there. It's in Arkansas. Jane says, Johnny, doesn't Tucson have a big airbase? It does. Definitely don't know what they're testing. You're right. But, I've seen a lot of stuff, like I said, just never seen anything like that. It's weird. I want to see that thing when it happens. That's what I want to see. I want to see what did that. That's just killing me. Karma Chameleon, thank you for being here. My Hubs likes hot sauce. The highest he's gotten to is scorpion pepper. What is the next one up from that? Oh, goodness, from there. You know what? Here's the thing. Do you realize that, like most scorpion, like with the hottest scorpion sauce we ever made at my company, Chase Seed Hot Sauce, was painfully scorpion. All right. That's the hottest one we ever made. It was probably only around 60,000 Scoville units, maybe even a little less. That's really hot, but that's made with scorpion. You can make it 10 times hotter with the same pepper. We had very little pepper in there. It's a super, super hot pepper. You know what I mean? So the truth is, you can get with most of the sauces, you can probably get ghost pepper sauces that are just as hot. So really what your flavor is what you really need to focus on. What do you like? Do you like Reaper flavor? Do you like 7-Pot Primo? Do you like chocolate flavored pods? Do you like ghost peppers? So now, because your husband's up at the point where he can do scorpion, what I would say is at this point, start finding out what flavors he really likes and then hold on those. I'm going to try and quit you. You can't quit me. You can't, and you know it. Try as you may. Left Eye Pat says the tube of terror is the only thing I've had someone try that threatened violence towards me. I got some people salty at me too. Honest to God, over the years, a lot of people mad at me. For real. Look at this. Good luck, Silver Surfer says. He can't quit me, man. He's trying. He said he wants to, but he can't. If you guys have any questions, by the way, or jokes, excuse me, that you want to send to Squirrel, chasetheheat@gmail.com. The man, the panic video with 1 million views is one of the best vids on YouTube. Thanks for that. You know what? Thank you for saying that. It's not, I never would have thought that would be the one that has the most views. I really wouldn't. I would have thought one of the plutoniums would, you know what I mean? Or I don't know. It's weird, but thank you. I'm glad, it was something, the lightning, the thunder, the timing was good. I definitely lost my composure in that video, but you know what though? There's another, one of the videos, I did a chocolate Primatali challenge. I'm like, my shirt's off in the thumbnail. I was dying. I was losing my composure in that one. Robert, I got your question. I'll be with you in just 1 second. I got you, Dizzy. I want to make sure I don't miss any of these questions. Remember, if you have a comment or question, throw Q's in front of it, and I'll snag it. Celestial, I got yours. You didn't put Q's in there, but luckily, my eyes jumped on it. Will the book be available on my website, Josh? It will be available on my website. There'll be a link in every thumb. It's going to be a digital download initially, but we have a publisher too, so it's going to be, you'll get them both. It'll be available. I got Noah right. I'm just trying to make sure. There's the address to get seeds. West Coast, fancy. Nancy. Those are Warthog seeds right there. And the links in there, obviously. West Coast, Nancy. Fancy Nancy. Thank you so much for being here. Walter Wild, ask anything. There you go. How is the business in the Oval Office? You know what? Here's the thing. That's a funny thing because everybody who's ever eaten something hot has the next day gone, whoa, that's flashback from last night. You get PTSD from whatever you ate. So then what happens is because that happened to you, you see the stuff that I eat and you think to yourself, holy God, if those wings down at, Buffalo Wild Wings did that to me, what do you think that bottle of plutonium did? You build a tolerance. I don't even notice it. It's just not a problem. It's not there. It's not an issue. My body's gotten used to it. I can only think of 2 times in 8 years. I remember them vividly where I had a difficult time the next day. Arla, favorite Italian chili head. I know a lot of Italian chili heads. Have you ever seen some of the Italian chili heads? There's some good ones. Toby Rebele. Is there an updated version of the Plutonium Challenge? I've done it 3 times. I probably will do it again. There, I said it. There, I'll probably do it again. It's one of those things. There's no True Crime Nut. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Boom. It's one of those things. I don't know why. To me, it's the penultimate chili challenge. I don't care. I mean, say what you want. You can eat all the peppers you want. Where is that? Wish I knew where it was. I swear I thought it was right here. That's bizarre. It's so bizarre. You wrote it. All right, so it's not here, but it's just a terrifyingly hot thing. So if you ever get a chance to see it, just try it. It's ridiculous. Let me get some of these questions here. The best sauce I ever had. You know what? I'm bad that way. I don't know. If I pick the right sauce for a meal, boy, in that moment, if you ask me that right then and there, I'll hold the sauce up I'm eating. I don't know. I like so many sauces. My God, I've had so many. I've eaten just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And I've only had 2 that I've ever poured out. I really like most of them. I'm either a great reviewer or I'm a horrible reviewer because I like almost everything. Honestly, I'm wickedly honest in the reviews. And that's why I'll pour it out if it's bad. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you why. All right, here we go, Dizzy, with a kind of a bizarre question. So let me read my dome piece first. All right, kind of a bizarre question. It's highly theoretical. If Pepper X turned out to be as hot as claimed, Would it make your top 10 list of peppers? The Reaper sort of became famous. Absolutely. If it's as hot as they claim, you bet you would make the list. Oh, yeah, I don't have a beef against that. I just have a beef against BS. That's pouring one over on innocent people because you can. I've got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the pepper. Listen, if the pepper is real, then you realize what a disservice he did by never releasing it. Everybody in the world is terrified of the Reaper, whether you're going to eat one or not, because you've watched hundreds of people online go, oh my God, look at those girls on it. Oh, that's pepper? What's it called? I want to make sure I don't eat one. Everybody knows the Reaper. Everybody has a healthy fear of the Reaper. No one's scared of Pepper X, and that's a tragedy if it's real. It's not real. Allegedly it's a pepper. Celestial, I'm asking for your opinion. Do you think it's better to try to make a cross between amnesia and a primatology or a warthog? I would do amnesia and a warthog. Get the long burn, the long legs of that amnesia with the warthog heat. The warthog to me is so much hotter than, like, the hottest warthog I had. A primatology doesn't even come close to it. And you know how much I'm a huge primatology fan, but they aren't even close. So if you could put those two together, that'd be wicked. All right, no, all right. What do you think of the best ingredients to add to hot sauce? You know what? I'm sort of I don't know. Garlic and onion are so wonderful, but you got to balance it right. Sometimes you have stuff with garlic and onion, and one's dominating the other, and they don't play well together. If you get them right, those are really wonderful. I also love black garlic. Black garlic is wonderful. It's really wonderful. Noah Wright says, I watched a video yesterday with Joshua Weissman that involved Ed Kerr, and he claimed that the concoction was 5.4 million syllables for Josh's people to try. Yeah, right. Listen, Ed identifies as an honest man. We're 2025. Let him do that. If you want to identify as a goat, you can do that. He identifies as an honest cat. That's all right. Let him have his fun. Here we go. Have you ever had Dave's Hot Chicken? I have. Do you know what, Kevin? I did a video from there. I think it's on the channel. I was with Foy and Sammy, his son Sammy. We were in South Carolina, and we went to a Dave's Hot Chicken. It was great. I liked it. It was fun. It was a good one. I enjoyed that. If it's the kind, I would definitely eat it again. And it's hot enough that it'll get your attention. It's not like it's got attention. Here's the thing. I just have a beef against getting over on people because you can. That's shady. That's shady, and it's awful. He essentially admitted that and said that in so many words on the Howtown video. You know, I'm also disappointed because when I first met him, I used to hold him in such high esteem. You know, he was like, he was it. He was it. And now he's a guy who's very comfortable riding around the black horse with a black hat on, and he used to ride it on the white horse. Here's the problem. Don't meet your heroes. Don't read my book. I'm being honest with you. I watch his videos too. I don't think I should boycott anyone. I watch what I want to watch, and you should. I don't like watching people that lie. So that's just me, though. Shelton, who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God? Well, you know what? Lemmy's pretty amazing. Get the mic down like that, head back. God would destroy him, though. It's kind of how that works. Kevin, have you ever? Oh, sorry, I read that one already. My bad. Here we go. What do you call an argument between two chili peppers? A spicy debate. Very nice. I like that. You know, Bizzle, you guys, for those who don't know Bizzle, I never want to let Bizzle's comment slide by. Bizzle is one of my closest friends, and he doesn't move because of a motorcycle accident. You may have seen it. He was talking about it earlier. I saw it when it was going by, but you know, he types with a stylus in his mouth, and he's just an amazing dude. So whenever I see his comment, I try to make sure I can read it. My hero, M&J Metal. Thanks for being here. What was the name of the coffee shop with all the paintings? It was The Crafted Palette. Who says my brain's no good? The Crafted Palette. Not gonna lie, pretty proud of myself for snagging that. I haven't thought about that place in years. Jeremy Fowler, that Pepper X identifies as a super hot. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, in today's day and age, you can get away with that. All right. Whatever he wants to do. It's not bothering me. Kristen says, I've been driving home from work. Haven't had dinner yet. This conversation has made me hungry. Eat something. Yes, you do. Bizzle identifies as an alien. All my emails. Yep. I've seen it. I've seen it. Uncle Bull Cow. There's a good man right there. Good to see you, dude. Thank you for being here. Everybody, if you've just got here, hit the like button. Believe it or not, more people show up. If you do. What was the last time you ate a Sugar Rush? Oh, man, it's been a while. I love those. In your opinion, you think they make a good salsa? Yeah, they would. It's not a super hot one at all. You know what I mean? Super tasty, though. God, that's one of the great peppers. If you're stuck on an island, that's one you take with you. Lemmy is not God, George, but you know what? It's amazing about Lemmy. And this, you got to tip your hat to the guy. The guy died of natural causes, an old man. I saw him. And when I saw him, if you know anything about him, you want to talk about a guy that just put his foot to the accelerator, mashed it, and just never let up. That's him. Stunning to me. He lived as long as he did. The last few interviews of him, it's a great movie, by the way. Ain't farting on no snare drum. It's a great movie. Sorry, I had to go there. I knew what you meant. Ate Sugar Rush. They're such a great one. So what's the story? Man, oh man. Viola Contessa. That's who said that to me. My guitar teacher. First guy I ever fired in my life. I was like 10. Fired so many people. You want to hear a funny story about me firing people? You guys want to hear a funny story? I worked at a dating service. Not like a Match.com, but an actual service where you go in, you meet people. You interview them face to face, do a criminal background check. They match based on personality traits, that kind of thing. And I was working there. I was the second guy in the company, and I knew they were going to fire he was just debauchery, man. He was just doing all kinds of bad things with all kinds. He was breaking a million laws. If he did it today, he'd be in prison. I'm not joking. And so the owner of the company said, I'm going to make you the director. I said, cool. My wife was about to have Johnny Jr. She was pregnant with Johnny Jr. In fact, she was late. So he said to me, we're not going to fire him now, because then you're going to go in, and in any day now, your wife's going to have a baby, and you're going to need to leave again. So we're going to wait till after your wife has a baby. We're going to fire him. You take the time off. You're going to come in, and it's your office. I said, great. So my wife's late. She's late. He's calling me. My boss said, I'm driving to work in the morning. I'm working like 12, 13-hour days, 7 days a week. I have like half a day off a month. That's the reason they put me in charge. But I'm driving to work. He's like, has she had that baby yet? I'm like, not yet. He's like, drive around on a dirt road. I mean, just every day. So finally, she has a baby. I take some time off. I go back to work. And as I'm going to work, he calls me in the parking lot. I said, I'm about to go in. And he owns like 15 offices. He's a millionaire. He goes, here's what you need to do. You need to go in there and fire everybody you don't like. I said, okay. He goes, because they're not going to be loyal to you. They're going to be loyal to the last guy. His name was Gilly. They're going to be loyal to him. They're not going to be loyal to you. You need a team. It's going to be loyal to you. I said, done. Don't worry about it. So I went in there, and I had like an office of 20, 25 people or so. I had like two girls in member relations, the main like person who was like a receptionist, 3 salespeople, and then like a whole slew of telemarketers. And I get in there, and I call the first guy. His name is Joe. I called Joe. I said, Joe, come to my office, please. Meanwhile, he's not there. The other guy's not there. I just walk in like I own the place. I go right to the office with the guy that runs the place. I sit down, and I call Joe into my office. He comes in. I said, Joe, you're fired. He goes, why? I said, because the other guy hired you. I didn't. You're not going to be loyal to me. I gave him, and he just asked a million questions. It took me 25 minutes to fire this guy. So I was like, all right. So I got this list I had a list of who I was going to fire. I got on the PA. I said, all right, I need Mary, Susan, Tom, Joe. I got everybody in my office. It was so packed. There was no room. That room it was a small office. There weren't supposed to be that many people in there. I said, you're all fired, every one of you. Get your stuff and get out. They just looked at me and they said, what? I said, yeah, Gilly hired you. You're all loyal to Gilly. I'm the new sheriff in town. It's me, not him. Get your stuff and get out of here. You're all fired. I said, if you make any trouble, we'll give you your check. We'll make you jump through a hoop to get it. Be nice and get your check in 24 hours. Go. Get out. We fired them. They all got out. I kept the main receptionist, my 2 girls in member services, and 1 sales guy. And other than that, I fired everybody. And there was a mole in the office. I fired one of the moles because I'm watching the last person leave, and they shut the door and the phone rings. It's the owner. He goes, "What did you do?" I said, "You told me to fire everybody I don't like." He goes, "You fired everybody?" I said, "I got 3 people left. We'll be fine." So then every time when you run a phone room, 90% of the gig is firing people. You hire them in masses, you train them in classes, and you fire there. That was our mantra. It was just constantly, you hire 10, you keep 1, you lose the rest. So it was constantly just turnover is insane. So I worked with him for years, and he says to me one day, he goes, "You want to come down to Dallas and take over the Dallas office? I need you to fix it." I said, "How jacked up is it?" It was pretty jacked up. I said, "Really? How many?" There were 50 employees, way bigger office. I said, "Is it as bad as Austin was?" He goes, "It's not that bad." He lied to me. I said, "Okay, I'll take it." But it required me moving. It was bad. It is what it is. I took the job. I get down there, and it was FUBAR. This office was so jacked up, you have no idea. Everybody, like everybody was sleeping with everybody. It was just partying. It was debauchery. I fired so many people that day. So I got this reputation for being the guy that shows up and the next day cans everybody. And because you're constantly firing people, every 2 weeks I was firing somebody. So every time I'd fire somebody, I'd wear a black shirt, nice black button down with a black tie. And that was the shirt I'd wear when I was going to fire people. Every time, if I wore that, someone was getting the axe. One day I didn't pick up my stuff at the dry cleaners. So all I had was that black shirt. And I had no intention of firing anybody. And I go to work, and there was a guy named Greg there that was my manager. And right across the street was it wasn't an Arby's. It's like it's a Texas place, family style, like buffet thing. There was a shooting in one a long time ago. It was a famous one. I don't remember the name of the place. But I said to him, "Let's go get lunch." He goes, "Where do we go?" I said, "Right there across the." He's like, "Dude, don't take me to lunch." I said, "Why? Come on." He goes, "Please, I don't want to get fired." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're wearing your black shirt." It's pretty funny. I'm glad I don't fire people anymore. Can I tell you something? I fired so many people. This is going to sound terrible. I fired so many people that we had a pitch for it. I wrote a script for firing people. I would say this. This sounds terrible, but I'm just being honest with you. I'd say, listen, who do I want to fire? Let me fire Kristen Melinda. I say, "Kristen, listen, you're a sweetheart. If it was about friendship, you and I are going to work together forever because you're wonderful. But it's not about friendship. It's about numbers, right? And the numbers just aren't there. And here's the bad part. I'm losing sleep at night, Kristen, because I know I'm keeping you from the thing that you're going to be great at. And I can't do that anymore. So we're going to let you go and go find that thing that you're going to be great at. If you need a reference, I promise you I'll give you a great one." I used that was the pitch. I said it 10,000 times. I lasered it in my brain. Said it so many times. It was just a perfect pitch. It was a great firing script. Everybody, all the managers in every one of the offices, once they heard it, they said, "Can you send me that pitch?" I said, "What pitch?" "The one where you fire people." Tom, you never see me with glasses. I don't like firing people, by the way. I really hate it. It's awful. You know why? Because every time I fired somebody, it was my fault. Every single time I had to fire somebody, it was my fault. Because either I made a bad hiring decision, hired the wrong guy, or I didn't train them adequately enough. But either way, it was me. You know what I mean? I hated it. I hated firing people. Because here's the thing. I worked there for a lot of years. And it's not like during December, you stop firing people. It's not like December, you don't care about the numbers. I got people that own the company that were hounding me. So like the week before Christmas, I get a list. "Let these guys go today." I'm like, "Next week is Christmas, you guys." They're like, "And?" I hated doing that. I hated firing people. It was awful. Kristen says that was the kindest firing I've ever received. This is the only time I've been fired. I've been fired. The guy that owned that dating service fired me twice. First time he fired me. He kept my, and it was in the contract. He stole my commissions. I had like $1,500 worth of commissions coming to me for that week. He stole it from me. "Lisa White, hello there. Thank you for being here." So he fired. It's a hard thing to do. He fired me. So I said, and he calls me. I say, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean? What am I doing? You fired me. Get in here." Go back to work. Second time he fired me. I don't even remember why he fired me. He fires me. He goes, get out of here. So I'm walking across the parking lot. He goes, what are you doing? I said, you fired me. Get back in here. He was a lunatic. Here's the thing, though, and this is the truth. I learned so much for that guy from him. Like, honest to God, I can think. It's just I learned so much from him. It was incredible. Like, and that just carried over in life. Like I went and did so many other different sales gigs, but everything I learned from, I should pay that dude 10 cents on every dollar I make. Though Krista did work well, she does have a wrench, so I suppose in that kind of way, I didn't know. I just Gothy. What I did was I was telling a crazy story about me, a job I used to have where I kind of fired people. Johnny, here we go. This is going to be a tough one, John. But where did you get the replacement people? How did that go? Oh, listen, I had ads in the paper 7 days a week, and what we would do is this. This is what we would do. Like I had nobody in the office named Arthur. So the ad would say that we're looking for a phone caller for appointment center. Great income, growth, interior, growth. We hire from outside, promote from within, yada yada. Training, benefits. Call Arthur. So anytime somebody called and said, Arthur, I got it, because I knew why they were calling. And so we were constantly hiring people, like every single week. There was never not a training class, ever. Like at one point, I was the national training director. So every week I would do a call. I'd go to my office, sit down, I'd get on intercom, and I'd have every single office in the United States that they owned, all their managers in a room, all the callers in a room, listening to me. And I did that. And that was a big part of what I did. One thing I learned from him: repetition creates retention. If I tell you something once, you forget it. But so when I do my trainings with these guys nationwide, every week, I swear to God, I would say the same thing every single week. I just said it better than everybody else there. So they're like, man, we need to make you this training guy. I got there. There was no scripts. There was no scripts for like, how much does it cost? And goes, well, it really depends on. Now everybody was saying some different answer. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. So I wrote a cost rebuttal that we started using, and everybody used it. So I started writing rebuttals for everybody's objection, and instead of just, there were just things that I would say, but they asked me to write it down, and it spread, and everybody, they're still using stuff that I said. Am I crazy? Heard ya, Johnny. Did you send me a new badge? I got a heart. I couldn't figure out what it does. I'm sorry, I'm a boomer. I don't know. I don't know if I sent you a badge. I don't have control over badges. I mean. When I like a comment, I'm not like I'll give a heart on a comment you leave. Enough of them, they says that you're somebody who gets a lot of hearts. But that's just because you're a rock star. That's all. Thank you, Urge. Attempt 3. What is the most shocking or funny hot sauce label you've ever seen? I'm sorry, George. I didn't see the first 2. I apologize. I was telling my stories about firing people. I got lost. But thank you. The most shocking hot sauce was probably Crap the Bed. It's an Australian sauce, but they didn't say crap. They dropped the S word. I wouldn't review that sauce for my channel because I have kids that watch. I'm not going to say, hey, this is the bed. So that was one of the most shocking as far as the name. Caliente is a sauce. It means hot, and there's ants in the sauce. Caliente. And if you look at it, they were like little legs of ants clinging to the inside of the bottle. So that was kind of a weird one. I've seen a lot of weird ones. I like interviewing people too. I really do. Do you know what's funny? You guys see the interview I did with I just lost my train of thought with Bumblefoot, Ron Thal. Do you guys see that? It got picked up by a rock magazine, and they're quoting, but the link to it's online. But it's rock magazine. It's online, but there's a link to the video, and it's kind of a cool thing. What's interesting? When I worked there for a really long time because Noah says he'd be a great telemarketer. Here's a problem. People can smell that like a fart in a car. You got to be I used to joke and say the most important thing is being genuine. And when you can fake that, you got it made. You can't fake being genuine. And so you got to really believe in what you do, or you got to find something else that you can believe in. You know what I mean? But I was really good at it. I just didn't like it. I ended up leaving because I didn't believe in it anymore. I left. I fired my boss when I already had the channel. I called my boss one day. And he's a wonderful guy. I'm still friends with him. I said, you need to call me. He's like, what's up? I said, I'm letting you go. He said, what? His name is Arlie. He goes, I said, I'm letting you go. He goes, you don't let people go. I do. I said, not today. You don't. He goes, can you give me 2 weeks? I said, sure can. I quit. It was wonderful. We got a few more comments here. Let me get to these. Hang on a second here. Work with Kate Jordan. Thank you, Johnny. This is so awesome. This awesome bus for hanging on to me and praying. We got you. This is a caring group of people. They do. You know, we spend a lot of time together. We grow attached to each other. Any plans for snacks? New Year's Eve. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. I'm also going to be on Tommy and Reese. They're doing a live stream, so I'm going to be a guest on theirs, and I'm not going to Here's the thing. Everybody who has a channel is going to be live streaming tomorrow night. It's impossible to not step on the toes of another content creator. I'm going to make sure I don't step on Tommy's and Reese's. I'm not looking to step on anybody's, but we'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure what snacking, but I'll be eating something. Jane, Curry was up. I agree with that. That's all I was going to pull that up. Totally. Jonathan, what was the last time? I read that one already. Hang on a minute. Oh, you know what, George? All your questions were starred. I just hadn't gone to the starred section yet. Shelton, totally thrown it at me. You call me fat? Is that the deal? We'd be getting back on that exercise bike in the new year. I might. I got a lot of stuff I need to be doing. We'll see, Shelton. FG, how's Bree? I hope she's good. Bree and I are no longer an item. Australia government saw to that. They won't let me over there. And, you know, it is what it is. I love her, and I want her to be happy, and I wish the best for her. I assume she wants that for me too. Do I have a favorite pickly hot sauce? Barrel shape. You know, I've had several. I can't remember which ones I've had from memory. I'd have to go look. I've had a number of good ones. I've never had a really bad one. Jeremy Fowler, what is your funniest road trip story? Wow. I got a couple really funny ones. If you read the book that I've written, there's 2 really out of hand road trip stories. What can I tell you here? I had some crazy road. I love a road trip. I really do. The longer the better. I like a really long road trip. Close. Remember, speaking of New Year's, remember Y2K? I do. You want something funny about Y2K? I'll give you a great Y2K story. My neighbor was sure that the world was going to stop and that planes were going to fall. Don't be sorry, SG. I'm a happy guy. I've had my heart broken before. I reckon I'll have it broken again. But he thought planes were going to be falling out of the sky. He thought, he was stocking up on water. He had a big giant tank, white, like polyurethane tank filled with water. He had food, like a year of food stocked up. He had a bunch of weapons and ammunition. And so I didn't do a thing. I don't like, listen, I hate New Year's. It's not like there's never been a year I really enjoy New Year's. I don't like New Year's. So I was never, I didn't do anything. The next morning, I got up. Everything worked. TV was fine. Computers were fine. Everything was fine. So I go to my neighbor's house. I knock on his door. What's his name? I don't remember his name. I knock on his door. He opens the door. I say, hey, shoot anybody yet? He slammed the door in my face. What the heck was his name? He worked for the post office. He wouldn't talk to me. He didn't talk to me for probably 2 months. He was so mad at me. That was funny. Sometimes you have to kiss a frog and a toad. Yep, I think you're probably right. Let's hear about your worst date. Oh my God, my worst date. Okay, I'll give you my worst date. My prom, my junior prom. I had a wonderful, great girl I was dating. Her name is Sarah. She was just she's just a very, very nice girl. And we triple dated, me and 2 buddies. We had, and we all went out together, went to a super nice restaurant in Hanover, New Hampshire on Dartmouth College, the campus of Dartmouth College. Hanover Inn. Beautiful. It's a beautiful place. Limo, the whole 9 yards. Just to there. We didn't have a limo home, just to the place. So we were driving back. One of us had a car. We were driving back. And before we left, her father was putting the boutonniere on my chest, and he stuck me with a needle. I said he was a feeble old man, which was a stupid thing to say. We leave and we went to dinner, had a good time. Everything was fine. We're coming back. As we were coming back, because we were in a vehicle at that point, there was a log down, a tree down. I took River Road because I thought, so nobody's on it, no lights. It's prom night. Trees down. So we had to turn around and go all the way back, forward to the whole thing because I had to get it back on time. I'm rushing to get her back on time. And as I'm driving down her road, I see all kinds of lights. I'm looking at it, and there was an ambulance in her driveway, and they were wheeling her dad out on a gurney. He had a stroke, an embolism, when we were at the prom, and he died the next day. And that was my worst date. She went on to become a minister. With that, and it wasn't my worst date because I just felt it was a tragic thing for her. You know, it was a hard thing for her. So I didn't mean to bring the room down. It sucked all the life out of the room, didn't I? Damn. But yeah, I've had a bunch of bad ones. Listen, it is what it is. You can't get to my point where I'm at and not have a couple bad dates. Like I played hard. You know, that's why it was worthy to write a book about. Honestly, no, there are two in the chat, and it might be 3. Brock's here. There's 3, but Bizzle read it, and Tracy's read it. It's going to be changed a little bit, Tracy and Bizzle. We're removing some information, and you know, best date. Wow, isn't that interesting? Best date. You know what? In spite of us getting divorced, my best date was probably my ex-wife. I met her. It was funny. The way we met was funny. I met her at it was Halloween, and I haven't told the story. I don't think I've ever told the story on my channel. Maybe once. It was Halloween, and I'm a hermit. I don't ever go out. It's no different. This is a long time ago. And my sister goes, "Go out, do something. It's Halloween." I said, "I don't know. Trick-or-treating or something? Come on. I'm not going out." And she said, "There's a party that, you know, and I want you to go to." I said, "I'm not going." So she said, "If I can think of it's a costume party." I said, "I'm not going." She said, "If I can think of a good costume, will you go?" I just said yes to shut her up and get her off the phone. So I said yes. And there's Brock. So there are 3. It's a very hard book to stop reading. It's a very hard book to read, period. But thank you, Brock. So I totally lost my train of thought. I was right there. That's it. See how fast I can squirrel off? What the heck was I just saying? That's sad. I mean, that's sad. Somebody help me. Somebody was paying attention. I have a feeling it'll be Arwa. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So it was Halloween. She said, "If I can come up with a good costume, will you go?" I said, yes. I hung up, and the phone rang 2 minutes later. She says, "You still have your tuxedo?" I said, yes, because I own a tuxedo. And she said, I have a high heel shoe. I'm going to bring it over to you. You're going to go as a modern day Prince Charming looking for Cinderella. I went, I'm going. It was just a great idea. The idea is what made me want to go. That's all. So here, Thomas, I'll help you out. If somebody can remove Thomas, since he thinks I'm lame, I don't want to see his comments anymore. So I said, I'm going. So she came over and gave me a high heel shoe. And I went to this party, and she was there, my ex-wife. I didn't know who she was. She was, I saw her, and she was kind of flirting with me. I was kind of flirting with her. And, but I didn't have the guts to say anything to her. And then towards the end of the night, I walked up to her and I said, "Will you try and it was funny too, because while I was there were girls that thought I was a butler or a chauffeur or something. And when I told them, "Hey, I'm a modern day Prince Charming looking for Cinderella," everybody wanted to try the shoe on. But I was kind of flirting with her, so I didn't want anyone to try the shoe on. Well, towards the other night, I said, "Will you try it on?" And so she did, and it was too big. It didn't fit her. So I went to the bathroom to get some tissue to stick in the tip of the shoe to try to be all smooth, right? And by the time I went to the bathroom, I didn't know where the bathroom was. So I'm searching. I probably looked like a freak because I'm looking all over this house. I had never been in before to find this bathroom. So I finally found a bathroom. I shoved some toilet paper in the tip of the shoe. I went back and I'm looking around and she was gone. She had left. Her ride was there and she had left. That was it. So the next day, it was Sunday, the next day, and I went to church with my family. It was in League City, Texas. And I was in front of the church and they said, at one point they said, stay up and kind of greet everybody who's there. I stood up and kind of looked behind me, and like 6 rows behind me was her. I said to my sister, I said, give me your shoe. She goes, what? I said, give me your shoe, please. She gave me her shoe. I went to the back where there was coffee and took some tissues and shoved it in the tip of the shoe. She was teaching Sunday school. She was a Sunday school teacher. I walked back. I said, hey, try this on now. She looked at me like she saw a ghost. She put it on and she goes, Anyway, that was it. So that was kind of a good date. She ended up divorcing me and really doing a number on me. So I have to think about that towards the end. So it's not all just warm and fuzzy. But here's the problem. I'm a dog and I don't think of the bad things. I only remember the good moments. It's kind of a drag. I almost wish I could remember the bad moments. It would make it all a lot easier. You know what I mean? I have the greatest mods there are, dude. If we stayed happily ever after, happily ever after, that would be a Cinderella story. But, here's the thing. There's no way that you can get a divorce and not, even the best of divorces, you both feel like you're getting a number done on you. It's just the way it is. That took a while, though. Why did the jalapeno put on a sweatshirt or sweater? Because it was a little chilly. I like the sounds. That's a great one. All right. Guys, we've been on for a while. I want to thank you for being here. You guys are a rock star. Just me being me. Thank you for being here, dude. You're all wonderful. I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to hang out with me tonight. You could have done anything. And you hung out with me. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time we're going live, but we're going to be going live. And hopefully I'll see you guys there. My mods tonight, thank you. You're all rock stars. Everybody that came here from Reese's channel and Tommy's channel, thank you guys so much. Well, here's the thing. Look at this. My last relationship ended badly, entirely my fault. While I choose to remember the best days and never shake the guilt. Those are ants. I get it, though. Margaritaville could be my fault. It wasn't my fault. It could be my fault. It's like my own damn fault. I get it. Look, there's a long, trail of everyone's gone south, and guess who the common denominator is? That's why it's a whole lot easier for me to do that solo trip. I'm not hurting anybody, and no one's hurting me. I love you, Bizzle. I love all of you. Jason, you're awesome. Melinda, I didn't mean to fire you. Can you come back to work? I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to fire you. You guys are all awesome. Have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Dean, do me a favor, Dean. If you could text me on my phone, let me know who that person was in the chili community because I haven't heard, and unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I know. Real quick, here's Relatable Reese. Please check her out. Give her a follow. She's pretty terrific. And the lifeboat. Look at that, Melinda boy. See, I fired the wrong person. Just a rock star. Here's a lifeboat. You guys are awesome. Seriously, I love you all deeply. Have a good night. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the